Welcome to the Bringing Intimacy Back show, where intimacy is real. If you desire to intimately connect with yourself, your significant other, children, family, friends, community, and higher power, this show is for you. We explore intimate topics, inspiring life stories, spirituality, and insightful tips on strengthening relationships. The show is hosted by Dr. April and her co-host, Coach K. Let's get this episode of the Bringing Intimacy Back show started. We share with you today the secret power to intimacy to create a life you love or love the life you create. Now, here's your host, Dr. April, and co-host, Coach K.
Welcome, everybody, to the Bringing Intimacy Back show, where intimacy is real. As you see, I'm here with just myself right now, but I will be introducing some special guests that'll be joining me today. Dr. April is at a retreat right now. She's helping couples right now. So as you know, Bringing Intimacy Back show is here every single Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we bring you amazing guests on various topics. So we are live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So make sure you catch us on one of those. Just a reminder that Bringing Intimacy Back is now a nonprofit organization. So if you're listening live, please share your questions and comments with us so we can share them with our audience. So every single month, we have a charity of the month. And this month's charity is Sisters for Sisters Network. So Sisters for Sisters Network, Inc. prides themselves on creating an empowering, motivational, and informative environment for women. Sisters for Sisters Network, Inc. focus is lowering domestic violence and mental health by creating preventative measures. Super important. Now, let's start to talk about our special guests. We have two amazing guests that will be joining us today, and that is Doctors Michael and Barbara Grossman. I want to tell you a little bit about our guests today, and then we will take a quick break, and then we will bring them on so that we can just talk more about our brains and romance. So Dr. Barbara holds an advanced degree from Columbia University and Claremont School of Theology. She has been a marriage, family, and child therapist since 1986 with an office in Newport Beach, California. She is committed to teaching skills to move couples from an emotional distance and power struggle to feel understood, appreciated, and respected. Dr. Michael has been a practitioner and teacher of meditation to thousands of people for over 40 years. He has led attitudinal healing classes for more than 20 years, teaching how to create love and let go of resentments and fear and create an experience of connection to God. He is passionate about using the romantic partnership as a vehicle to move couples to higher stages of inner development. And for over 25 years, Doctors Michael and Barbara Grossman have taught thousands of couples practical skills to create a fulfilling romantic partnership. They have TV appearances on CBS, NBC, Fox, and CW. So when we come back, we're going to tune into this powerful interview to discover the secrets to having a fulfilling, long-term romantic partnership with a genuine love that lasts forever through all phases of life. One quick tidbit. Did you all know that Michael and Barbara are competitive ballroom dancers? Just thinking about the art of dance and how that romance and intimacy ties into that. They have 2 married daughters and 7 amazing grandchildren. I'm super excited to talk to these 2 doctors today, especially being in a long-term marriage myself. Lifelong learning is my best friend. So whatever I can pick up from our guests, I am all for it. And I hope that you are the same way. So if you are watching, share this video, tag someone who you feel could benefit from it or may have questions for us. And when we come back, we are going to be joined by our guests, Doctors Michael and Barbara Grossman.
Are you wanting a vacation in paradise? A vacation to rekindle the passion. A vacation without the kids. A vacation where you can learn how to communicate, where you and your partner actually hear each other and gain insight. If so, vacation counseling is your next vacation. Dr. April Brown has created vacation counseling in Southwest Florida as a perfect option for you and your partner. Our retreats are one couple at a time. We have a variety of packages available to choose from, including virtual couples retreats. If you and your partner are interested in vacation counseling, please visit us at vacationcounseling.com for more information on pricing and packages. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. To keep track of the latest news, stories, activities, or coupons on vacation counseling and Dr. April's other services, we encourage you to sign up to receive a monthly newsletter called Intimate Connections at draprilbrown.com. Remember, if you and your partner are struggling with communication and intimacy, and you all are looking for a retreat to connect, vacation counseling can be your next vacation in Southwest Florida.
I truly love that commercial for sure. And I'm super excited to have our guests live with us. How are you doing, doctors Michael and Barbara Grossman?
We are doing well.
We're on our phone because we can't get you on our laptop. So our picture might be small or it might be fine. You let us know.
Oh, you guys are just fine. As long as I can see you and I can hear you.
Okay.
We're ready to pick your brain.
Excellent. Very nice.
Well, again, welcome to the show. And with every guest that we have, we always like to start with asking the question, because the name of the show is Bringing Intimacy Back. What is intimacy to you?
Well, it's the ability to share your feelings and thoughts and to be open-hearted and discuss anything and everything and create a life together that works.
I love it.
And to experience deep, passionate love for your romantic partner. So you feel that passion love when you first fell in love, and to maintain it over a lifetime is not automatic. You have to work at it.
Oh, absolutely. And I hear you say, the word romance, which I don't think we hear enough in today's society. So let me ask you, what is the distinctive nature of romantic love?
Romantic love is very different than other kinds of love. If you love a brother, sister, parent, child, you may not see him for 6 months or a year, and you're right back with them, and you're just totally connected. You can't do that with romantic love. The first kind of love of brothers, sisters is like the ocean. It's just always there. Romantic love is like fire. You have to feed it. You got to have the wood burning. You got to have the oxygen, and you have to constantly feed it, or else it disappears. Romantic love is very, very special, but it takes a lot of attention.
Oh, man, I love the analogy that you gave, because I don't think we even think about that enough when it comes to, siblings and family. It's just intuitive that no matter what comes between, you always kind of go right back into play. But that romantic love is definitely a little bit different. And I love that you say with the fire and the fueling it and feeding it in order for it to keep the flames going, essentially. So why is marriage so complicated now compared to like 150 years ago, or even I'd say 5 years ago now?
Well, Michael's good at answering that, because we talk about 3 secrets, and your question addresses the first secret. Our relationships don't stay the same. We grow through a lifetime. So we have to recreate it at different intervals. And we have to be in touch with ourselves and how we're growing. We have to share ourselves and what we want and need. And we have to listen to our partner. And essentially, we recreate the relationship as we develop over life. We're not the same when we're parents as when we were just a couple in our 20s or early 30s. And we're not the same when we're empty nesters. And we're not the same when we create a business and really develop our individuality.
So in terms of the changes that occur in relationship, things are different now than they were 150 years ago, because 150 years ago, we had marriages where we had certain roles, and we knew the roles. And it was very easy to know, okay, the guy is earning a living, he's a good husband. If the woman is taking care of the kids, she's a good wife. And that was enough. Now, as Dr. Barbara is saying, we're going through a lot of changes, and the changes are all kinds of things. Men and women are both working. We don't have rules and clarity about what the roles are supposed to be. So it's very complicated now. And the changes are very intense. What happens now in a relationship compared to what was going on 150 years ago.
Plus, we live longer. You know, used to be we would, be basically ending our life at about 50. And now we live to 80 plus. That's a lot longer relationship.
Oh, yeah. And it seems like life almost begins at 50 nowadays. You finally learned yourself, and you've gotten into that, hey, I love me, and I love this person that I've been beside for X amount of time. One thing that you said was the growth part of the relationship. And I love that you said that, because I'm in some marriage groups, and I see, my husband's not the same person that he was 10 years ago. And I'm like, do you really want him to be the same person? So I really, really enjoy that. And then you brought up Dr. Michael Grossman about the roles that seem to have gotten a little bit blurred moving forward. And I know this is like a off the wall question, but do you feel as though those roles will ever become unblurred, or do you feel like we should just kind of get with the new program and learn how to love inside of that?
I think you have to get with the program. I don't think that women are going to go back to where they were. Before World War II, women weren't working. 90% of them were home taking care of the kids. Then all of a sudden we had World War II. The men are off fighting the war, and the women had to go to the factories. And then they never went back. Once they started working, they didn't go back. And so women are all working, men are all working, and that changes the roles. And each couple has to create their own roles for each person. But what we suggest is don't split it 50-50. Give the man certain roles and the woman certain roles. And you thank the man for what he does, you thank the woman for what she does. Because when you have different roles, you can thank and appreciate them for what they do, and that creates romance.
Plus, we're more than our roles. We're individuals now. And what we want in our partners is a soulmate, not a role mate. And so we need to pay attention to our own individual development, and we need to be sharing that with our partner and enriching the relationship ongoingly with our personal growth.
I love the roles and being able to not look at this whole, we're split down the middle, because who wants half of anything, to be honest? You want to be 100% of whatever roles are placed before you.
And it's unique depending on our talents and interests. So it doesn't really get defined by gender. It gets defined by what our aptitudes and what we're enthusiastic about.
Absolutely. Because I know one thing, my husband loves to clean. I don't. So I'd rather go and plunge the toilet. I know I can handle that than to clean. So that's very important. And so being able to have those specific roles and being able to acknowledge and thank the other person, how does that build that romantical piece?
Well, to feel appreciated and to appreciate your partner really creates connection, not to take your partner for granted. Every day is a new day, and appreciating your partner gives them energy and gives the relationship energy. And you don't want to, automatize your relationship.
Right. You don't want to have two lawyers at home or two accountants at home. You want to have romance. And so, as Dr. Barbara says, you've got to thank and appreciate them. And when you have clearly defined roles, it just makes things fun for each of you. And then you also have this individualizing process that occurs where whatever was good 10 years ago is not good now. And you've got to be able to listen to your partner and share with them so that you understand how they've changed and what works for them now, but it didn't work for them before, but this is what they want now. And it's going to happen ongoingly, be all these changes.
And it sounds like the basis of all that is open communication.
And that's a real big thing. So one of the secrets that we teach people in our classes and courses is that if you're not really sharing without interrupting, then you're not really listening. And that's a technology that we teach. You have to learn how to share with your partner. It doesn't come automatically. And when you learn how to share and how to listen, it really changes the whole communication in the relationship, and it makes you feel so much closer, and it eliminates upsets and disconnect. And it's something that you want to do regularly. This kind of sharing, very, very important.
Now, something that you said, Dr. Barbara Grossman, something you said earlier about, role mate versus, soulmate. How do you distinguish the two? Like, is there a fine line in there between that role mate and that soulmate?
Well, we all want to be loved very personally, and not loved as a generic. I don't want to be loved as a generic woman. I want to be loved as the person I am, with my unique personal history and the issues that come from my family growing up. And there's certain needs that we all have that come from what was present or what was missing in our family experience. I want to be appreciated for how I've developed myself and what my goals are and how I want to stretch into the future. And I like my guy to pay attention to those things and know me personally, and not just that I'm a female. I'm I'm a unique female. We're all unique. And so to be loved personally really touches your soul. It's the essence of your being, and it shows that your partner's paying attention. And it encourages you to grow more, and it's just a win all the way around.
So to be seen. Now,
Yes.
Thinking about the role that you all play, how does meditation affect our brain and our ability to love?
Well, that's a big question. So one of the big problems in modern life, as opposed to 150 years ago, is the stress level. So people are under a huge amount of stress. Everyone is working, everyone is busy. The quality of life has changed so much. You used to have a lot more quiet, calm time. Now everything is busy, 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 busy. And that creates stress in your body. So it used to be that when, stress occurs, if you look at the animal world, you have the lion running after the zebra. If the zebra survives and runs away, shakes a little bit, and then the stress is gone, and 30 seconds later, he's good. But now, when stress comes in, it just stays there. You're late for this didn't happen, you're waiting for phone calls, something happens, and you've got to make, different things happen, and just the stress builds up. Your physiology stays stressed. And when it stays stressed, things happen to you. When the lion's running after you, stress causes your brain to shut off everything except for how to get in that tree. You're not thinking about the past. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about big picture, what do I want to do in my life? You're just trying to get into that tree. So your brain shuts off except for focusing on the tree. Your immune system shuts off. Your digestive system shuts off. All these other factors in your body shut off. And people live like that. How can you open your heart and love someone when you're trying to survive? The answer is you can't. You're just focused on survival. When you meditate, you are changing your physiology. You're dissolving the stress. You're learning how to feel calm and relaxed. And when you're calm and relaxed, your heart can overflow in love. It can't overflow in love when you're stressed. You can make believe and act as if you're in love, but you really are just overwhelmed and you're just being nice, but it's an act. When you meditate, you feel calm, peacefulness, and you just find you can overflow in love naturally. That's very important for a relationship, to not be stressed, and meditation is foundational for people.
Speaking of meditation, because I know that it's a very beautiful thing, it's a necessary thing, but I found that some people don't really meditate because they feel like, well, it has to look like whatever we've seen on TV. You know, we've seen the people sit and they do these specific rituals. Can you elaborate on what meditation can look like just a little bit on that to encourage people to try meditation?
So there's a lot of things that are called meditation, and I've taught it for 40 years, and I've taught, I don't know, many thousands of people. And what I teach in meditation is deep and effortless meditation. And when you learn to meditate, there are so many different processes, but what I teach is how to allow thoughts to come and go, and how to experience that thoughts get fainter and fainter, and then they disappear, and you're left just being awake in a peaceful state, but nothing's going on. And that is a very, very profound experience. And anyone can experience it. It's really very easy to do. I teach classes twice a week, 7:30 on Thursdays, Pacific time, and 12:30 afternoon on Sundays, Pacific time. And I teach people. I don't charge for that. It's drmichaelmeditationsecrets.com. They can go there and register. So it's Dr. Michael Meditation Secrets with an S.com. And people learn. It's so easy to learn meditation. I haven't had anyone who couldn't learn after a few sessions. You just feel, wow, this is really, really deep and very, very profound. Everyone experiences that.
I appreciate that. And I love that you were able to make it very clear that, and especially you having this free service. We know that your time is valuable. Both of your times is very valuable, but to be able to give enough for someone to even get to a place where they can recognize that, hey, I may need further help. Do you find that when that meditation kind of gets into play, that the mind gets a little more clear, and then people can fully see where their heart may be blocked or where they may need more guidance, in that we fight because we're not hearing each other? We're in fight or flight, kind of like the lion.
It's a separate thing. It's kind of like when you meditate, you feel like you've had a good night's sleep. You feel happier when you have a good night's sleep. And so you can deal with your upsets much more effectively, but you still have to deal with them. So when you meditate, you can feel a lot calmer. Yes, you remember you still have things you have to deal with, but you have the resources to allow you to do that. That's what meditation does.
Okay, so we've talked about romance in our brains, but what about these people struggling with a hard divorce or separation in their brains?
Well, let's back up a little bit. We believe that couples need skills, and especially because we develop over a lifetime. There's a time in life where usually the caretaking partner is the person who is home and taking care of the home and children is usually in their hearts. They're feeling oriented, and the person who's working outside the home is usually in their heads, because they have to develop strategies and be competent and have measurable results and be accountable to a boss, and they build their competence, and their self-esteem grows a lot in that stage. So you have a partner who's in their heart, you have a partner in their head. And that's complicated. You need new skills to connect when you're at that place. And even when the caretaker partner becomes a working partner outside the home, then you have two partners who are in their head, which leads to power struggle. So we need skills to move through those stages. There's another stage in life that comes later. We call it the wise elder stage. And that stage is balanced in head and heart. And we borrow skills from that stage, and we teach couples who are in earlier stages those skills they can use while they're growing, so that they can hear each other and they can work together and negotiate and solve problems and appreciate and just intentionally connect with each other rather than stay separated in their own realities.
I love the intentional part of it, because I guess that absolutely matters. No faking it till you make it. You want to be very intentional.
Right. And we need skills. It's what my message to people is: if you're having difficulties, it's honest. We're growing, and there are rough periods of time, but if you have skills, you can move through it much easier, and no one's at fault. It's a developmental dilemma. Where as partners, we're not in the same place at the same time. We perhaps start that way when we first get together, but especially when children come and one parent needs to be the domestic partner, or even when both partners work, there's challenges there, and no one's bad or wrong. You just need skills to get connected and understand each other.
So we actually have two things that people can do to avoid this separation and divorce. One is we have specific online video classes that have homework, and they're just short 20-minute classes, and they have very, very profound homework that the couple can do together to learn these skills, to reduce arguing, have you feel connected, have you deal with financial upsets, have you deal with sexual intimacy issues and parenting issues. And that would be one great thing to do. The other thing we have is we have a personal online class that we do where we do 2-hour classes where we go into the big details of how to learn these skills and talk about the processes that will be necessary to fall in love forever.
And of course, there's more personal attention in those courses.
Right. So these are things that are real important that can prevent the divorce and separations. I would say the vast majority of divorce and separations are very preventable when you learn the right skills.
And that almost ties back to what you were saying earlier about being able to have those specific roles. With the roles, it makes the skills part easier to implement. Would that be the case, or they're just completely different?
Well, when you agree upon the roles and you thank and appreciate them for what your partner is doing, that's one of the big areas, is how to appreciate and acknowledge your partner. That's a skill set that you have to learn how to do that. So that's one of the skills that we teach: how to acknowledge a partner, how to make requests that are pleasant, nice requests, not complaining, but pleasant, nice requests. We teach that. It's very, very important. So that is one of the facets of what you need to learn.
And we also teach, what to do with hurt and anger and resentment, because when it gets to the anger, it can be very destructive in a relationship. And a lot of couples don't know how to share their feelings in a way that promotes understanding and solves problems.
You both of you have do you work together in the same office with the same practice, or is it two different ones? Because I would love for each of you to just let the listening audience know, how can we stay connected with you? How can we learn? And tell us about the program that you have and what you have to offer for our listening audience who say, hey, that sounds like a skill that I need more help with, so I could use your support. How can we find you, and what do you have?
So I work as an anti-aging longevity doctor. So I take men and women who are going through menopause or andropause and keep you feeling young so that you can have passion, you can have enthusiasm, energy to maintain romance and passion over a lifetime. So that's what I spend a lot of time doing. I do a lot of work with stem cells and exosomes and all kinds of things to keep people youthful, all kinds of cosmetics so that you stay looking young. So I do all that fun stuff. Dr. Barbara does the heavy work. She works with couples and deals with their relationship issues. And
we have separate practices, but we're in the same physical office.
And we teach classes together. So in terms of the classes, people can go to the fallinginloveforever.com. Am I telling you the right information? So you can go to fallinginloveforever.com and get a lot of information there. And there it'll talk about the courses and classes that we teach. And as we mentioned, some of them are just the videos. You can just do it on your own time. Some of them are live classes, and we do it on Zoom, but it's personal, and we're doing it live. My office is here in Orange County, California. The phone number is 949-222-0232, and that is my website is ocwellness.com. So people can get my medical stuff from there. But in terms of the relationship stuff, that's what I would go to, would be that fallinginloveforever.com.
We have some books we've written. We have a book called The Marriage Map that's available on Amazon. We have a new book coming out called Ageless Love, The Sexy Science of Falling in Love Forever.
Oh, I like that. I love that title. And that'll be out soon, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, in the next month.
That is awesome. Just one quick question before we head out. What happens when our hormone levels are lower than normal?
Well, how old are you when that's happening?
Let's say in our 40s.
So for women, they go into menopause somewhere between 45 and 55 on average. But it could be 40, it could be 60. When your hormones go low, you get irritable, you lose your brain functioning, you lose your enthusiasm, you lose your muscle stamina, you lose your libido, you don't sleep as well, and you just feel like you're getting old. And it's all reversible with natural bioidentical hormones, human hormones, not the synthetics. You live longer and healthier than if you do nothing. And you feel better 99% of the time. Within a month, you feel dramatically better.
Well, I definitely appreciate all of the knowledge that you both have shared. We have put your websites across the bottom of the screen for people to be able to reach out to you to find you. You can go to ocwellness.com or fallinginloveforever.com, where you can get help and support from doctors Michael and Barbara Grossman. I thank you both so much for all of your insight. And it was a pleasure to have you here on the show. And we will be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you in a relationship with someone that you see often, but you feel so disconnected with them? Bringing intimacy back can help you bring the intimacy back to your relationship. BIB is dedicated to inspire, enlighten, and encourage intimate connections. Live shows, weekly guest speakers with over 29,000 downloads. We can help promote your products and services, grow your business and clientele with BIB. Want to become part of the BIB family? You can now sponsor with us.
Well, welcome back, everyone. That was an amazing show that we had with Doctors Michael and Barbara Grossman. I'm super excited about all of the information that they were able to share, the insight. So hopefully, someone who's listening who may felt like, I don't know where to turn, I don't know where to get help. We have two amazing doctors that were just on the show that you can go to their websites to get more information. And they even have a free online short class for meditation, which is awesome. So We have some upcoming shows for you guys. So on next week, July the 28th, we have Roxanne Chaput with Awakening and Enlightening Love. And then on August the 4th, we have Tilly Storm with Igniting Sexual Desire and Passion in Long-Term Relationships. On August 11th, we have Goody Howard with Sexual Pleasure. And then on August the 18th, we have Megan Warren with Mind and Body Connection. Great shows coming up. Just a few reminders for you all that we are here live every single Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget our charity of the month, which is Sisters for Sisters Network, Inc. Check them out at sistersforsistersnetwork.org. And also, if you're following us, make sure you let us know how we're doing. If there's some questions that you have, share it with whatever video you're watching. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Clubhouse. And if you listen on iTunes, we appreciate if you gave us a review and let us know if you're enjoying the shows. I do appreciate you for joining us for another amazing episode of Bringing Intimacy Back, where intimacy is real. And we will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Bringing Intimacy Back. We hope you enjoyed it. You can also find us at bringingintimacyback.com and Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. Dr. April Brown's 5-book series, Improving Intimacy, is now on Amazon, available in Kindle, Audible, or paperback. We'll see you next Thursday live at 3:30 p.m.